Before we explore his concept of love, it's essential to understand the man behind the verses. Jalal al-Din Rumi was born in 1207 in present-day Afghanistan. A respected Islamic scholar and theologian, his life took a dramatic turn when he met a wandering dervish named Shams of Tabriz. Their intense spiritual friendship ignited something profound in Rumi, a divine flame that transformed him from a scholar into a poet, a mystic, and ultimately, a vessel of love. After Shams mysteriously disappeared, possibly murdered, Rumi poured his grief, longing, and enlightenment into poetry. But what he mourned wasn't just a friend. It was the loss of a mirror that reflected the divine. For Rumi, Shams was the embodiment of divine love, a catalyst that awakened his soul. One of the most powerful metaphors in Rumi's poetry is love as fire, an all-consuming force that purifies, reshapes, and ultimately transforms. Love is the bridge between you and everything. Rumi, this isn't a fire that destroys, but one that burns away the ego, the false self. The lover, in Rumi's vision, is not just someone who feels affection, but someone who is willing to be completely undone by love, to be reshaped. This echoes the Sufi concept of fana, the annihilation of the self, as a path to unity with God. In other words, love is not a comfort zone. It's a crucible. In Rumi's world, love is the path toward unity with the divine, or Tawhid. He often uses the metaphor of the beloved to refer to God. His poems speak of longing, of separation, of aching to return to a source. This is not metaphorical in the emotional sense. It's spiritual homesickness. I am so close, I may look distant. So completely merged with you, I may look separate. This union is the ultimate goal of the lover. But it's not achieved through doctrine or religious obedience alone. It's achieved through surrender, through ecstatic devotion, through dissolving into love. Love, for Rumi, is not a feeling, it's a spiritual technology, a means of transformation. Rumi's genius lies not just in his spiritual insight, but in the universality of his message. Though deeply rooted in Islamic mysticism, Rumi's love transcends religious boundaries. He speaks to the human soul, regardless of belief or background. I belong to no religion. My religion is love. Every heart is my temple. In an age increasingly divided by borders, ideologies, and labels, Rumi's poetry invites us to return to the heart, the one space where unity is not only possible, but natural. Love, in Rumi's universe, is not passive. It's an agent of transformation. The lover is constantly being reshaped, like a reed cut from its bed, hollowed out so it can become an instrument for divine music. Try to be a sheet of paper with nothing on it. Be a spot of ground where nothing is growing, where something might be planted, a seed, possibly, from the absolute. This metaphor highlights the paradox of love. To be filled, you must be emptied. To grow, you must first die to the old self. And it's not just individuals that change. Societies change, too, when love is the organizing principle. When compassion replaces domination. When unity replaces division. When the heart is no longer confined by walls, physical, emotional, or ideological. Rumi is also known as the spiritual father of the Mevlevi order, the Whirling dervishes. Their spinning dance isn't performance art. It's meditation. It's a prayer. It's love in motion. Every turn is a symbolic orbit around the divine center. The dancer becomes the cosmos, spinning in harmony with divine love. This ritual reflects one of Rumi's core teachings, that the entire universe is in a state of longing, longing to return, to reunite, to become whole. Rumi's magnum opus, the Masnavi, often called the Quran in Persian, is filled with stories that show how love works in the everyday and in the soul. One of the most famous parables is the story of Layla and Majnun, lovers whose longing becomes a metaphor for divine yearning. Majnun's madness is not insanity, it's insight. It's awareness that only love is real and everything else is illusion. Rumi often contrasts love and intellect. He doesn't dismiss reason entirely, but he insists that intellect without love leads to arrogance and separation. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Love, in this sense, is the highest intelligence. It doesn't just think. It sees. It feels. It connects. In Rumi's vision, love isn't just for mystics. It's a medicine for society. When people act from love, injustice fades. Kindness blossoms. Oppression becomes impossible. He speaks often of generosity, of service, of opening one's arms, not just to the divine, but to each other. Rumi doesn't just want you to love God. He wants you to love your neighbor, even your enemy, because in the end, we are all reflections of the same light. Why has Rumi endured across centuries? Why do his words resonate today more than ever? Because love, real, transformative, divine love, is something we're all searching for, not just in relationships, but in ourselves, in our leaders, in our communities, in our world. Rumi's poetry doesn't just describe love. It invites you to become it. And that's the real journey, not to chase love, but to be love, to dissolve into it, to let it shape your thoughts, your actions, your life. With life as short as a half-taken breath, don't plant anything but love. We hope this journey into Rumi's poetry stirred something in your soul. If this resonated with you, and you want more explorations of timeless wisdom, poetic mysticism, and soul-deep philosophy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a moment on the unfolding journey. Let's keep walking this path together.